Little people, big dreams. TM. Was fun digital activities. I can be a brilliant scientist. Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking. TM. You're about to meet two of the world's greatest scientists. Both had their own hopes, fears, joys, and challenges, and their own unique dream. Their stories show that if you follow your own dream and believe in yourself, you can do anything. Little people, big dreams. TM. I can be a brilliant scientist. Albert Einstein. Written by Maria Isabel Sanchez Vegara. Illustrated by Jean-Claude. Little Albert was a Jewish boy born in Germany. One day, his father showed him a pocket compass, which instantly fascinated him. He wanted to learn how it worked. Albert was late to start speaking, but as he grew older, he loved to read science and math books. By the time he was a teenager, he had written his first scientific paper. After studying maths and physics in Switzerland, Albert got a job in an office. But back home, he carried on working on his own ideas. One day, Albert came up with a formula that said that anything we see and touch can be turned into energy. It became the most famous formula in the world. Next, he turned physics upside down with a theory of relativity. His ideas changed the way we think about the universe. Hoping his work would be used to do good, Albert traveled from place to place, sharing his knowledge with others. Every country received him with honor. Before war broke out across Europe, he was forced to move to America for safety, along with many other Jewish people. From his new home, he wrote about peace and human rights. He thought science should only be used for good. And by always choosing his own path, little Albert became one of the most original minds of the 20th century. A genius who knew that imagination is more important than knowledge. Little people, big dreams. TM. I can be a brilliant scientist. Stephen Hawking. TM. Written by Maria Isabel Sanchez Vegara. Illustrated by Matt Hunt. In England lived a little boy called Stephen. At night, he looked up at the stars and wondered what else was out there. Stephen was never top of the class, but he had a curious mind. At school, everyone called him Einstein, like the famous scientist. When he grew up, he went to university to discover the mysteries of the universe. But suddenly, he started dropping things and tripping over, and he wasn't sure why. Even talking became difficult for him. Doctors told him he had a rare disease and he would have to use a wheelchair one day. Stephen decided to keep studying. He couldn't control his body, but in order to understand the universe, all he needed was his mind. He turned his attention to black holes, some of the strangest things in the universe. Scientists thought they were so powerful that not even light could escape from them. But Stephen proved that black holes were not so black after all. There was a tiny light escaping from them. Eventually, Stephen needed to use a computer to help him speak. With it, he dictated a best-selling book that helped people understand the universe. By becoming one of the world's most brilliant scientists, little Stephen made an amazing discovery. However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. Glossary. Energy, how things change and move. Theory of relativity, an explanation of how space relates to time and how gravity works. Universe, absolutely everything that exists, including planets, stars, galaxies, light, energy, and time. Black hole, an area in space with an incredibly strong force called gravity. This gravity pulls in everything that gets close. Dictate, to say or read aloud, so that someone else can write down the words. Quarto. All rights to the name and image of Albert Einstein are used with permission of the Hebrew University of Jerusalem /Ben Group, published with permission of the estate of Professor Stephen Hawking. Francis Lincoln Children's Books. Little People, Big Dreams. Tim, I can be a brilliant scientist. Discover the lives of outstanding people, from designers and artists to scientists. All of them achieved incredible things, yet each began life as a child with a dream. Read about two of the world's greatest scientists, from Albert's groundbreaking ideas about time and space to Stephen's amazing discoveries about the universe. Both had their own unique dream. www.littlepeoplebigdreams.com. Happy Meal Readers. 3+ AP-GB.